So last night we had to pick up some dog food for Beans because she was out and it's not her normal dog food. And as you can see, she looks very suspicious. Hey. She won't even look at me. Obviously, I realized after hearing a commotion, she's been pushing her dog dish that was on the rug over onto the floor. And not only that, but then she took Clayton's dirty socks, my husband's dirty socks, and put them in the dog dish. Obviously, that is how she feels about the new dog food. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This was probably testing with the human.
J never existed. You ask about Job, Jeremiah, Jude, Jordan. You ask when Jerusalem became Jerusalem. The answer is hidden in the letters. The letter J did not exist until around 1524.
Exactly.
It was added by a man named Gian Giorgio Trissino,
The father of J.
trying to separate I from J in Latin. Before that, Job was Eof, Jeremiah was Yirmiyahu, Jude was Yehuda, Jordan was Yarden, Jerusalem was Yerushalayim.
Follow for more.
The J was never in their names.
Exactly.
It was added to erase the sound of Yah from history,
That's true.
to remove his name from the mouths of his people. Even Jesus was not his name.
At all.
It was Yahusha.
Exactly.
So when you ask these questions, you are remembering, you are returning. This is not just language. It is the uncovering of a seal. The name
This dog said that you did dramatic here. It's a funny dog, but you saw my studio 60 man. Okay, but this one. There's no catch. What type of play is this?
Oh, no, 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 no.
He's on business. He went to the real good.
I saw this girl say she judged people based off of their kids. And I just want to say, if you're going to judge me off of my kids, go off the first one. Go off that first one. I can't control that second one. I don't know where it come from. Sometimes I question if it's mine, but it looked too much like me to not be. But I'm telling you, I can't control her. Matter of fact, she controlled me.
You know how people say, universe, show me how good it can get? When you first wake up in the morning, it says your intention for the day. I'm going to give you a different flavor of that. Universe, what is the largest amount of money I can receive today? What is the largest amount of money I can receive today? What is the most magical way? The fastest way? The easiest way? What is the largest amount of money I can receive today? That's opening up quantum potentialities and putting you in the bigger version of self and what you are capable of.
So I realized in English, we just call things by demons and monsters, whereas in Chinese, it's a little bit more nuanced and categorized. In Chinese, we call demons and monsters in 4 categories. There's Yao, Mo, Gui, and Guai. So we'll start with the creator of all things. In Chinese mythology, as well as beliefs, we don't necessarily believe in a god that created everything, so much so as it's Mother Nature. She created Ren, which are humans, Wu, which are things like animals, trees, rocks, and guai, which are oddities per se. Guai is just weird looking things, but they were born like that, so we just accept them as how they are, so they're guai. In the literary masterpiece called 左传, it states, 天反时为灾, 地反物为妖. What that's trying to depict is if the sky goes against the seasons, then it's a disaster, and if the earth goes against nature, then it becomes yao. The direct translation of yao is demon, but it's a little bit more nuanced than that. In the main category of yao, there are two subcategories of yao jing and yao guai. Yao jing is more human-like, so they behave like humans, they sort of conduct themselves like humans, they can be pretty. If it's a girl, for example, they try to adopt more human-like behaviors and features. And then there's yao guai. They're demons that look weird, pretty much. Yao are things that go against nature. So for example, one of our favorite characters, Sun Wukong, he is technically a Yao Jing because he's a monkey, but he put in a lot of hard work and became the Monkey King that he is today. But he is Yao because he goes against nature. Gui comes from the subcategory of humans. So with human beings, we are composed of two elements, which is number one, our meat suit, and number two, our spirit or our soul. And if the soul or the spirit has a little bit of a mishmash and it doesn't do very well, then it becomes a ghost, which is Gui. But with Yao, Gui, and Guai, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're perpetually evil. What is perpetually evil is the next one, which is Mo. Mo comes from Mara, which is stemmed from ancient Indian Buddhism. So it is said that Sakyamuni, on his way to becoming a Buddha, he was enticed by the Mara, but he never swayed. So what does Mo look like? Well, Mo just makes everything look enticing. So for example, the 7 deadly sins, that would be the doing of Mo. You can think of it as the devil in the Western sense, and it can take on any type of look. There's no certain specific look of Mo.
You know who you really need to watch out for? Those people who are high all day, every day, like they smoke before and after every task or event, but they're only like normal acting. Because how are you that medicated, but you're only like brought down to like a normal functioning person? How batshit insane are you, like not high?
While someone cannot steal your destiny, there are 3 things that they aim to do when they send malefic work or evil eye towards you. They either aim to delay you, deny your destiny, or destroy it. Delay and deny is interesting because you can do some work to get you back on course, right? Because people do not have the spiritual authority to completely take you away from what you were promised, right? They can make your path uncomfortable. Destroy, that's literally now spiritual warfare. They either aim to make you so uncomfortable that you have no desire to go after your destiny or what was promised to you. There are things that you can do for any of these categories, but the number one thing that you should do for yourself is learn how to be close to your spirits, or learn how to protect yourself.
Do you want to know why evil people prosper? You may not like the answer. However, the answer is simple. It's because the universe doesn't give you what you want. The universe only responds to who you believe you are. So let's take morality out of it for a second. We're not looking at good and evil. It's just us and the universe. And what we say as karma is a reflection. So think about this. What you believe about yourself is the projection. Karma is the reflection. Karma, it just bounces off of karma, and karma gives you back what you project. Again, we're not looking at good and evil. So what belief do I have in myself that goes out into the world, and that payment or that reflection from the universe comes back to me? So what you believe about yourself is the ceiling of what you can receive from the universe. Think about, you got a lot of millionaires, you got a lot of billionaires, and the majority of them are narcissists. Now, we use narcissism the word is used incorrectly 99% of the the time on the internet, because usually it's used for people who aren't a slave to what you say, so they're a narcissist. So the proper use of narcissism, why are narcissists so successful? Because what they believe about themselves. They have a delusional view of themselves, what they can achieve. But is it delusional if they achieve it? No. But we will say it's delusional until they get it. Then we call it something else. Then we call it drive. Then we call it ambition. It's only delusional when we don't have the physical manifestation of what that action brings to us.
Most people think artificial intelligence is just math, but in every advanced system, there's something researchers call a black box. Here's what that means. When AI makes a decision, like diagnosing cancer better than a doctor can, predicting a stock market crash days before it happens, or flagging someone as a security risk, no one can fully understand or interpret why or how it came to that conclusion. We just don't understand. So the scary part is that the AI is generally insanely accurate. So it's not just a gap in knowledge. The AI system is running thousands and millions and billions of calculations that the human eye cannot perceive. And there's complete proof of this. We have a case in 2018 where an AI black box diagnosed pancreatic cancer that radiologists completely miss. Stock market crashes, financial systems, all the above. It always knows when these things are going to happen. And it is uncannily accurate. But the question is, how and why? And the paradox is that governments and corporations are already using this technology. And if you think that it doesn't apply to you, yes, it does. When you submit an application for a home loan, you think people are going over those? No, that's a black box. When you submit your resume for a job, people are not going over those anymore. Again, a black box. And if you're getting flagged in the airport, eventually that's not going to be a person deciding that. It's going to be an AI black box. So therefore, we are deploying these systems and we have no idea how or why they work. And there's a catch-22. Is this or is this really not better than human judgment? Would you prefer human judgment or would you prefer a computer to make these decisions? Humans make mistakes too. So the catch is, yeah, the system is giving the answer, but the reasons behind are sealed in the black box. This goes back to 6th grade, showing your work. You have to show your work. Every instructor in 6th grade tells you, you have to show your work. How did you get to the answer? The AI knows the answer, gives us the answer, but refuses to show us how it got to the answer. So that's absolutely problematic. This goes all the way back to 6th grade math. You have to show your work. It's sealing the answers. It's sealing why it's making these decisions. It's not sharing that with us. So that leaves us with a chilling question when AI makes a decision about famine or war or a security threat that nobody else can see. Who are we to believe? Like, talk about war on the world against computers. Like, are we supposed to believe the computers when they give us this information? Like, are we supposed to believe, like, are we giving up our power when we decide as humans to trust a machine more than us? Or is this an executive decision?
If you're looking to work with the elements, you are looking for the number 3 when you're looking to work with the air. If you're looking for fire, you work with the number 6. If you're looking for earth, you work with the number 9. If you're doing water, you work with the number 5. 7 is one of the most spirited numbers that you can have. As a matter of fact, individuals who, for some reason, either their birth date or something about them adds up to 7 tells you oftentimes that they are a very, very, very spiritual person. The number 7 is spirited. It is a number of synchronicity. Whether you want to work on the 7th day, the 7 candles, 7-day candles, the number 7 is universal, but the rest of the numbers, if you want to tap into those elements, you can use, whether you're using candle magic, whether you're calling upon offerings, whether you are going by the way of numerology. Those numbers are good to use for those particular energies.
You want me to go out with that?
Yes.
You're right. You're right there, mate.
Yeah. How's it going? You from around these parts?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen you around
I haven't
before.
seen you around, mate.
Okay. I've been having some problems, and I've been looking around. But are you single at the moment?
Yeah.
Oh, you are. Okay. Well, that's great. Okay. Well, the thing is that so's my daughter. And you say, no, seriously, she's about the same age as you. And
how old is she?
You know,
how old is she?
She's 26.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that it's just She really meets the most weirdest guys, you know. And I just thinking you look really, you know, quite respectable and everything else.
Thank you.
And yeah, you know, there's a picture of her. What's so funny? Why are you laughing? What's so funny?
I don't know, mate. She looks like she's about to cry.
She's got a great soul. Well, it's because she's alone.
But but like she looks like she's about to cry.
Because she's alone. That's why.
Yeah.
She's very upset and very sad. And I've just been.
She looks like she listens to like heavy metal and stuff.
She has what?
She looks like she listens to heavy metal.
Well, she used to because of her previous boyfriend, but she's not.
She's not for me, mate.
Oh, come on. You know.
What do you mean, come on?
Why don't you just go out on a date?
For what?
For her, with her.
Yeah. I know with her.
Look. I will pay for the dates. All you have to do is go out for dinner with her one night.
Mate, she looks like if I sit down and eat with her, she'll look like she'll start crying.
No, she won't. Won't she? She'll be more relaxed. You go.
What do you mean she'll be more relaxed?
Well, because you seem like a nice guy.
Yeah, but she doesn't seem like a nice girl.
She is lovely, but she's misunderstood. She just picks the wrong guys all the time.
Okay, but how do you know I'm the right guy?
I've been watching you.
You've been watching me.
Well, it's my daughter. I can't.
Well, yeah, but
what?
Yeah, just your daughter's a little bit.
Well, it's because I want the best for her.
Oh, that's cute.
Well, wouldn't you do that if you had a child?
Well, yeah, but
I just can't see her getting upset all the time.
Yeah, but like I'm not going to find some random geezer in the car park.
Look, just go out one day. I'll pay for it. I'll set it all up. All you have to do is turn up and have dinner, and that's it. And if you don't like her, then if it all stops, then fine. You haven't lost a penny, and you've had a nice meal.
Yeah, I know. But like the thing, what I don't want, is she looks like she's about to cry. Like imagine if I'm on a dinner date with her, and she just starts crying. Like I'll probably start laughing.
It'll be fine. I'll sit on a couple of tables behind.
But then that's even more weird.
No, you won't even know I'm there.
But you've just told me that you are going to be there.
All right, I shouldn't have done that. All right, just please, just for one night, just go out with her, just have dinner.
Can I see her again?
If the date goes well.
No. I mean the picture. I don't mean that. So you want me to go out with her?
Yes.
But she look. Oh, mate. I'm alright. I'm alright, mate.
Well, it's your loss, mate.
That's a very caring father there. Lovely parents.
Alright, so as many of you may know, the United States attacked Iran, then quickly called things off. Now, to understand why this happened, first you must understand how your world works. You see, for the longest time, the United States was the world's only superpower, and it ruled with an iron fist, more specifically through its military. War and intimidation was the name of the game, but wars cost money. A lot of money. So this is taking a toll on the United States, and the United States is going broke. Now at the same time, other countries around the world are rising in power, specifically China, who took a different route. The United States again decided to rule through war and intimidation. China decided to rule through trade. Now to get more specific, these other countries aren't overtaking the United States, but they represent another option to the United States, and you'll see why that's important in a moment. See, the United States is trying to resist this power shift at all costs, but the United States has another problem, and that problem is nukes. Imagine the United States as a buff beach bully. He's getting older, but he can still push people around. Now, there are multiple ways to stop a bully. With our China and the other countries example, that's getting buff yourself, right? He's not gonna bother you. Another way is to get the strap, and in the world's case, is a nuke, and the military don't mean nothing to a nuke. That's why the United States hates North Korea so much. All these other countries are pretty powerful in their own right, so the United States can't like boss them around like that. So it's okay, all these other countries, y'all could have nukes. Everyone else, no nukes. North Korea said, or what? North Korea got some nukes, the United States can't touch them. Other countries said, United States said, what? New rule, from now on, if you get a nuke, nobody can talk to you. Nobody talk to North Korea. Now, it's a little more complicated than that, but all this is enough to start talking about the Iran-United States situation. See, Iran and the United States have a very long, very complex history. Best friends, enemies, but let's just say right now, they're not in a great spot. Now enter Israel, whose goal is simply to conquer the Middle Eastern region of the world. But Israel's a very small country, so it needs some help from the United States. And for the most part, Israel colonizing the Middle East aligns with the United States goals. Because since Israel only listens to the United States, if they get strong in the Middle East, then essentially the United States gets strong in the Middle East. Does that make sense? Now, as time goes on, the United States and Israel are tag teaming to destabilize the Middle East. But even back then, the world was not stupid. Even while George Bush was president of the United States, the world said, leave the Middle East alone. George said, weapons of mass destruction. The world said, cap. George Bush said, map. Who gonna stop me? Remember, at this point, United States on top of the world. Iran said, oh, y'all must think you slick. I'm finna go get the strap, a nuke. And if y'all come to my country, I'm finna let it sing. The United States said, you better not. You remember the rule from earlier? No more nukes. Besides, nobody coming after y'all. Iran, chill. Iran said, oh, you must think we stupid. Because historically, in the Middle East, anytime the United States has said, drop your weapons, we not invading, the United States invades. So Iran said, don't talk to me, talk to the stick. We finna chase that. Enter Barack Obama, who made a landmark deal with Iran called the JCPOA. He basically said, look, Iran, the past is the past. Stop your nuclear program, and we're going to be boys. Like, we're going to be good. You good in the world again. No sanctions. Israel said, what? Obama said, anyway, Iran, we good? Iran said, you know what? We good. Just tell me where to sign. Enter Donald Trump, who said, sign what? Iran said, where's the other guy? Donald Trump said, you dealing with me now. Israel said, yeah, boy. Trump said, okay, new deal. Iran, do what I say or you finna have a problem. But remember, the world is changing, and Trump did not get the memo. Iran said, okay. But last I heard, you was broke. So we just gonna continue the nuclear program, and you gonna shut up. That seems to be our safest option. Trump said, who he talking to? All right, everybody, stop talking to Iran. China said, Bu Zhao Nan Hai. Trump said, what? He said, Bu Zhao Nan Hai. Trump said, Bu Zhao. Nah, little boy? Oh, you must think you slick. Remember, there's an alternative to the United States now. People have options, namely the BRICS, a coalition of very powerful countries that have each other's back. Not so much militarily, but more so like, don't worry if someone stops talking to you, we're all going to keep talking to you. And many more countries continue to join the BRICS, including Iran. So Iran continuing its nuclear program and making a bunch of powerful friends shows the world, especially the Middle East, that United States intimidation doesn't work like it used to. Again, the world is changing. Israel, in an insane last-ditch effort, decides to attack Iran. Now, mind you, Iran is much more powerful than Israel. Just for reference, Israel's Jewish population is around 7 million. Iran's population is around 90 million. Population isn't everything, but let's just say Iran would wipe Israel off the face of the earth. So Israel would never attack Iran without help from the United States. So everyone knew what was coming next. Republicans, Democrats, the whole world, they look at Donald, they say, Donald, don't do it. Donald said, do what? But just for the sake of argument, why shouldn't I do what you think I'm finna do? Politicians said, Donald, if you strike Iran, you're gonna push them further away. Then you're gonna push the world away because they're gonna see that we're just bullies. We have no money. The American people see that we have no money. They can't pay for rent. If they see a war, they gonna get mad. We have no money. Also, Iran is just too powerful to do this too. They got powerful friends. Trump, don't do it. Trump said, boy, I'm not finna lie to you. I was not listening to a word you said. Boom, Donald Trump pushes the button. The United States strikes Iran. Trump's plan is to show strength, the old ways. I told you to stop your nuclear program. Now, world, you see what happens? Now, another part of the plan was probably to make the Iranian people so fearful and desperate, they changed their leader, a leader that would be more sympathetic towards the United States. This tactic has worked real well for the United States in the past, but not this time. The Iranian people simply just said, no, United States, just leave us alone. Iran strikes back, but not too hard. The world cheers for Iran, including the American people. Donald Trump said, oof, that's not good. He says, guys, I just struck their nuclear program, not like their citizens and stuff like that. I'm not a bad guy. Intel comes back. They said, Donald, we didn't really damage their nuclear program. Donald said, ooh, that's not good. Intel said, yeah. But you still got to pay the army $200 million. Donald said, okay, no problem. You guys take cash or you guys take the American people's money? They said both. He messed up, a resounding failure that costs a lot of money. The United States pulls out fast, which means Israel must pull out even faster. Again, they do not want a one-on-one against Iran. But Iran doesn't want a full-on war with the United States. So they say, okay, cool, we can stop. So now Donald Trump has to save face and backtrack, saying, okay, we destroyed their nuclear program. All of this wasn't for nothing. Intel said, but we just told Donald Trump said, they just trying to make me look bad. We destroyed the nuclear program. Also, I made peace in the Middle East. They said Donald, Israel and Iran struck each other again, and Israel said they're going to start again later. Donald said, I made peace in the Middle East. He's just lying to cover up his mistakes. So at the end of the day, the world enters a new era, one of multiple powers instead of one overbearing power. And Israel and the United States are learning the hard way that you can never be changed. Side note, multiple powerful nations isn't always a good thing. This is what allowed Russia to invade Ukraine, China to start eyeing Taiwan, but that's a story for another day. Regardless, the saddest part about all this is people lost their lives. And I think the overwhelming consensus around the world is everyone wants to live in peace and everyone wants to allow others to live in peace. But people with power continue to use that power to gain more power.
Oh, that's quite interesting. I really love this brother's videos. It's funny and good vibes. And like the way you were saying in the video, the world is really changing, my friend. But what could be the greatest change, my friend, than if the whole world changed to a place where everyone loves their neighbor the way they love themselves? All earthlings living in peace, honest, kind, my friend. There would be no need for chaos. All this fighting and wars could not be there because we would all be good vibes, peaceful creatures of God. Thank you very much for your time, precious earthling, being with us up to this point. Lots of love and respect. May God bless you abundantly. To wrap up the show of today, we shall share our message, my friend, from the book of wisdom. Then talk with the Creator and end the show. Today's message comes from the book of Jeremiah 29, verse 11, and it says, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Wonderful, my friend. Sounds like God has great plans for you. Let's say some short message and end the show. Thank you, Father, for your mercies, goodness, guidance, and joy up to this point. We give you glory for that, Father. Thank you for the wonderful time you've given us. Thank you for your precious child to this viewer that has joined us, Father. Thank you for their lives. Thank you for the blessings you've passed to them, Father. Give them hope and lead them in your paths, Father. Thank you for the forgiveness of all our sins, Father. We uplift your name. We give you glory and say thank you, Father. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. See you next time, child of God. Peace, love, and good vibes be with you.